When me and my family left, I was only 6 months, so I don't have any memories of Liberia, but I definitely want to come back and make some new memories and definitely give back. This trip has been inspiring. I've been thinking the whole time on this trip on what project I can do back in Liberia.
Yeah. And for me, the camps that I did was really solely. At first, it started off with just me, and I, wanted to do something that really captivated, like as I said before, the holistic athlete, or the athlete that's not just a football player, the athlete that's not just the fastest or the strongest, but more so an intelligent athlete, an athlete that understands body control, mind control, spirit development, and how all that is interconnected with the game of football. So that was really what really surrounded my camp. And as time went on, reached out to NFL Africa. They got involved a little bit in reference to the guys that I was training at the time. And then the rest after that is just history.
So I read for this one, I read you made the PFWOTT. So do you see yourself as a trailblazer for Ghanaian youth, and how do you think can inspire Ghanaians with your performance like?
Yeah. Well, I think the first thing about a trailblazer is, the trailblazer knows how to lead with his mind first. I know I respect the award, I love the awards, but once I make that true impact, it'll be something that is more vast. It'll be something that's actually more concrete, to be honest, something that is specific to each person in Ghana, surrounding Kumasi, surrounding Takoradi, Accra, and these different locations that I really want to develop in reference to given opportunities. So, do I see myself as a trailblazer? I wouldn't say that just yet, but as time develops, that's something that I want to formulate into.
Well, you said you needed to start making new memories in Liberia. Do you have any concrete plans for what to do in Liberia, or you are just now thinking about it, getting to start with the start of the touchdown?
Yeah, I'm just not thinking of it. But when I was thinking to go back to do some community stuff, I was kind of wanted to go and give back clothes and food. But speaking with the people here, they said, what do they actually need? And they need hospitals, they need clinics, they need schools, they need teachers. So that's where I kind of changed my focus. That's what I want to do now. So my plan has changed over this trip.
All right, GC Sports.
It just means diversity. It means change. Ghana was one of those first states to be independent, and we carry that history. The word is Sankofa, to go back and fetch that which is valuable, and those things that help you propel in walking forward. So it's a lot of pride with the understanding of being from this land, specifically inside of Africa, and we carry that along our shoulders, in our hearts, and in our minds. And like you said, this is the best time to create that change. And like we always say, the best time is now, if that answers your question.
Also, with you mentioned you want to do some community work. Is that any particular sector that you're looking to invest back home?
So my mom is from Monrovia, Nimba County, so that's where I would want to go and start first, take care of all of her family, all of her people there, and then we can spread out and go into the cities and then to other towns. Yeah, I think right now the focus is soccer. So a lot of the funding that they get from other places for the sports team that goes all to soccer, and there's other sports in Liberia. And I would like to bring American football to Liberia. So that's where I want to do.
All right, so I think any of you can add something. NFL personally is an alien sport here. I think football is very dominant here. I'm looking at how you are able to popularize it within Ghana.
So what we started doing was we were teaching the kids at the schools how to play the sport of American football, and then from there get it into more schools out here, so then they could learn, they could grow up playing the sport, and then from there they can go on and teach their friends, and then just have it spread over time.
Yeah. So it's just what Kwity said. It's really the same principle with anything in life that you want to develop or anything that you want to make shifts on. You start with the basics. You don't tell a baby to get out there and run. The baby has to crawl first. So we spent a lot of time at my camps and at this camp that we just had on the fundamentals. Even with some of the older guys, the guys that are like 25, 24. If you go to some of the videos at the camp, you'll see me teaching them the fundamentals, how to catch, how to track the ball, how to punch the ball, how to throw the ball. So these are the basic fundamentals that everyone has to learn, and it's going to take time, like as anything takes time. So again, to answer your question specifically, is to start with the basics.
Just to follow up to these questions, you came here with a purpose and you look for some of these able to achieve.
Well, what do you think we came here to achieve? No, I feel like we did come here to achieve what we came here to do. We came here to expose the game. We came here to give the NFL its name here in Ghana. Want to make Ghana one of those first places that the NFL expands from, and that's something that was near and dear to us, especially at the NFL front office. So again, we have a great relationship with the vice president, great relationship with the Ministry of Sports, and again, we came here to expose the game, teach the fundamentals, and not just that, but we also came here to give back. Some of these guys have never had an experience of going to one of the 4-star hotels or traveling on, Sprinter vans and had some of the meals that we were having, going certain places in the region. May have not had that experience. So we're here to give experiences, we're here to give resources, and here to give the exposure to the NFL.
Yeah, GTV is here.
Asian.
A quick one. Your colleague, I know you're aware of Ezekiel Anderson. Your colleague, he's been in this country for a while now. He's even now a developmental chief. He has been holding camps here and there, going to schools. He has now set up a foundation. I know you've also been doing some camps here and there. Are we going to see all the Ghanaian-based players, NFL-based Ghanaian players, one day uniting and forging ahead and making this dream bigger than?
Well, it's the same, just in a different aspect. It's the same principle that Kwame Nkrumah was talking about with the Pan-Africanism across the entire continent. It's the same thing with the continent of Ghana. We want to take as many players as we have over there in the states that are playing NFL. We want to translate that here so that the more the merrier, the more powerful we are, and the bigger impact we can make. So that's always in vision. That's always in sight.
It's not a sports, but it's quite a game in the past. And mostly what I see is that players are making to a very high level, even from here. Players who are either born there or have spent a lot of their time there. It's not very often you see someone who has spent like let's say the first 18 years of his life, make it all the way to the NFL and become very big. I don't know if there's a program in that regard to get African children born here, left in school here, from a certain age to probably make it all the way to the NFL.
So during the camps that we had, it was very successful because we were able to find some kids that had promise, I would say, in playing the sport, and we were able to give them the opportunity to go to the UK, to the academy, to be able to learn more about the sport, and then from there come over to the US, go to college there if they can, be on the football team, and then just try to make opportunities for them.
Yeah. And like Kwity said, if you were keeping up with some of the news reports from the last time I was here in the camp, you see that we was talking to the vice president about actually building an academy here in Ghana, having that be a center for where people will come learn, children will come learn, and again they'll have those certain type of experiences that's very similar to what we have in the States in reference to principle. Of course, you have certain differences and things like that, but in reference to the exact principle we're trying to do, again, it starts with the basics.
Okay, yes, Ben. a follow-up to Jeremiah. Why do you believe here the Cleveland Browns are currently one of the dominant features of the NFL news cycle because of the uncertainty over the quarterback position? Have you completely blocked that out during your time, or have you been in communication with your teammates over that situation?
Yeah, well, me and all my teammates understand the principle of just controlling what we can control, or in better words, control the controllables. So we are in the locker room with Deshaun, and he's a great guy, fascinating guy, just in how he communicates with the team chemistry, his ability to adapt to one another from different backgrounds and things like that. So we only can control what we can control, and as long as that situation sits, the principle will stay the same.
So this is for the two of you. Where do you want the NFL to take the sport in the next 10 years? And what are you hoping the governments of Africa, and more specifically Liberia and Ghana, can do to further the sport and make it bigger?
I think the reason why we're here is to expand the sport. We kind of want to be on that global level, like soccer and basketball. So just to expand the sport, put our sport in different countries that didn't really have it.
Yeah, and that's always been the goal. You can even look at the Super Bowl, and when somebody wins, they say world champions. So that's always been the goal, whether realized or not. And that's something that again, it's about the fundamentals. It's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not about 9, 10, 11. You understand? So it's the same thing. I mean, I think it's the answer is similar to all the other ones we were just referencing. So.
Okay, we have time for 2 more questions. I'll recognize you and.
Okay, so I tried doing some ratings, and I know 26 out of 32 teams in the US captured false, 15 was valuable clubs, and then 16 of those owners of these clubs also captured most valuable personalities in terms of position. And I think Cabo Dallas are also the greatest franchise, sports franchise.
What is?
Franchise, Cabo Dallas.
Oh, Cowboys, yeah.
Yeah, and the biggest sports franchise all across. So meaning it's a big deal. I'm looking at how Africa is able to tap into the economic aspect of
Well, again, as we're talking about the fundamentals and the basics, certain things and certain conversations belong to certain people. Talking about the economic aspect, you probably want to talk to somebody that deals with economics on a day-to-day basis, as it refers to the NFL and as it refers to global exchange. We don't necessarily deal with that. Do you deal with economics?
No, not me.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, other than the checks they give us, and half the time they probably finding us so much. But no. We don't deal with that. But we'll leave it to whoever it belongs to. If the glove don't fit, don't wear it.
I mean, to both of you, when you talk of the national football league, the name that's remaining or those that have used the game, talk about is Tom Brady, right? Because he was the most successful player when it comes to the NFL. I mean, 2 Africans, young guys, or do you take a lot of pride in if one day some of you guys are able to get to that level? Is this something that you want to do?
Oh yeah, I think it's definitely what we want to do. I feel like a lot of Africans, were very proud of where we come from, and to get to where we are, to inspire generations after us to get to where we are. So I think that's kind of like my main thing, or our main thing, just to inspire people after us. To, because with this game, I was able to take care of my family, and that's what you want to see. That's what we're here. We're giving these kids opportunities to get a good job, education, so they can take care of their families.
Yeah. So even with that understanding, as you can see, I don't think it'll be an NFL player, any athlete in the world in any sport that won't get up here and tell you they're trying to be the best in what they do. That's always, the aim. It's always the goal to become the best, particularly what you do, but there's always different reasons as well. I may want to become the best to honor my family. I may want to become the best to give back to my community, because the higher I get in my business, the higher I can do in charity. So, we don't necessarily try to mix the two, but in principle, that's what we think about.